If you are a B2B service-based business owner and you are looking to gain more clients, create more impact and more revenue in your business, tune in to Amplify Your Marketing Message with Campbell Rapin. Every week, we're going to take you through how to build an audience of buyers, mastering your marketing message, and making offers that convert consistently. We'll see you all on the inside. Welcome back, everybody. SEO is a word that we hear a lot if you're in the world of marketing. Truthfully, so often I think people know what to say, but they don't really know what it is, when to use it, and I don't know that they're really winning the SEO game. And that's why I am excited to introduce you a good friend of mine who I have known for many months now and think he's really great at it. And he's been at it for quite a while, so he's really seen it evolve. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Mark Herre. Super excited to have you here, Mark.
Nice to be with you, Christine. And so excited to be here and trying out your new platform. And also just putting me on the spotlight makes me nervous.
Don't be nervous. We're going to support you well, and we're going to shine the light on what you do. And I want to ask this question because there's a real benefit to SEO, and particularly looking at the lifetime value of a client. Talk to us, what does that really mean, and why should SEO be a part of creating that winning success story?
Great. Well, every answer I'm going to give you is unconventional.
I love that.
Because I speak that same language to the clients that I service, which are digital marketing agencies as a white label SEO company. And I help them focus on those lifetime clients, or what I call clients that will pay for the longevity of their business model as long as they don't retire or die. So this is how that affects the digital marketing company, to help them realign and get focused back to the clients that will pay on a month to month. And as long as they're successful with that, obtaining more lifetime clients, the SEO package is the linchpin that will help them keep that client happy as long as their partners are doing the right job. And
I think this is awesome. Like, seriously awesome, because so many times we're spending so much effort on the next client, on the next dollar. But there are ways that you can generate recurring revenue, predictable revenue, and what you say, for the lifetime of this client. And when you look at your business that way, guess what happens? You exhale. You stop stressing, maybe to the level that you are right now. And why is that still topical in 2025?
Well, because digital marketers love to go after shiny objects and chase things around, which could eventually just be a one and done or none and done. Those long projects, which are great, the business owner wants to be the next Craigslist or some technology service. Those are great, and they might have a lot of benefit to work really hard to grow in a partnership with. But the digital marketers still need the ongoing client, and that is the certain industries that are going to be website owners, such as B2C, and there's some B2B clients. B2C is broken down into what's called lifetime clients. Back to that, digital marketers need to have a client that will consistently, they can excel and constantly just collect a retainer from. And as an SEO component to that model, owners of B2C companies like the brick and mortar, the med spas, the dentists, the lawyers, those are brick and mortar, anything with a door and a handle. And then you have the home services, which are basically the B2C plumber, the roofer, the HVACs. Those are 160 categories in those. If you divide them up in 80 in the brick and mortar, 80 in the basically the home services, that's 160 categories. And if digital marketers aren't going for those and keeping those ongoing relationships with those kinds of clients, then they kind of like don't have any more revenue.
No, they're making it way harder than it needs to be. And I love that you talk that, because we got so, and you talk about shiny objects, we got so spun up that thinking that everybody's living in the world of online. And it doesn't mean that we're not searching online, but a lot of businesses don't operate online. And there's a huge gold mine in the bricks and mortar businesses for digital marketing agencies. And I think some people think, it's boring and it's, it should be the least attractive. I'm like, what do you want to create? A business that is constantly chasing its tail, or a business that has durability, predictability. And I tell this to every entrepreneur I work with. I don't know why you constantly want to set yourself on fire. Revenue is awesome. Predictable client growth, awesome. Those things happen not just when we're chasing shiny objects. They're chasing the short game when really the long game can win.
Yes, and I think a lot of business owners who may not fit in that category want to just fill their pipeline. SEO just might not be the component that does that. But the digital marketers could understand the difference, and they need to sometimes basically have a partner that reminds them. I'm the partner for a digital marketer that reminds them that a lifetime client is somebody who's never experienced what it's like to be #1 ranking, and we can fix that problem in our 30-day trial. But this is ideal for clients of the 90%. There's a 10-90 rule that I want to just quickly discuss.
Sure.
The 10% of plumbers in a big city ever experience what it's like to be #1 ranking. The 90% of the plumbers never get there. And they just kind of just get used to mediocrity or give up altogether on what it's like to be organically #1 ranking. And like I mentioned, those 160 categories, if the digital marketer just realizes there's a 90% the field is white, it's got to be available for me to try and figure out how. And it's not boring when you fix a problem for an owner of a website of these B2C companies and some of the B2B, where there's an attribution to it. So if you get phone calls and web traffic from being #1 rankings, and you've done that to a business owner like a med spa for their amazing non-surgical and surgical keywords that they want to be #1 for, and they've never experienced what it's like to get phone calls and web traffic, instantly that's an instant success, a quick win for the digital marketer, and that's a lifetime client.
I love that. And, I had a terrible circumstance that happened in my world. For the last maybe 3 weeks, my phone has been blowing up. Dozen calls a day, 20 calls a day for somebody who's used my phone number incorrectly as their business phone number in SEO. And I'm a good person, so I'm like, I keep trying, I keep listening to these messages. I'm like, what's the name of the business? Can I find them another way? And eventually I did. I tracked down this business, and I'm like, business, I'm a fellow business owner. We live in the same province, same part of the country up here in Canada. And I said, you have got a major problem. I know how much business you're losing because your phone number isn't correct. And that means you've done a good job with your SEO getting found. You're getting traffic, but your phone number's wrong. So please, can we help you get that fixed? And, they must have, because I think I phoned them and left some messages. I think it was Tuesday, and my phone has it wrong since for this business. And I was like, I sure hope that they have a serious conversation with their team and said, this works. And when it works, you build a customer for life. And that's better than constantly chasing the shiny object. So let's talk about the word white label for a second, because this is something where I wonder sometimes, again, we use it really commonly in our lexicon as business owners, but do people really know, what does it mean? Like, how do you white label your services, or what is a white label service in the world of SEO that you're looking for marketing agencies to partner with?
That's right. Partner with marketing agencies, the individual, the one that doesn't even have a website. They want to go after and be the next dental marketing agency. And they know that that's what they want to do. And they might start out with one of my clients that's out of the, many hundreds of dentists that I work with. And they go, well, can you give me one case study so we can work on it? And then they grow. Amazing what they do when they can sell that story of, we can offer a 30-day trial to get your dental implant keywords #1 ranking, because that's a $20,000 customer for a dentist. And if the phone rings constantly, now a star is born. A dental marketing agency is created because they have that hustle. have that swagger to speak the language to a dentist. Usually the decision maker is the wife of the dentist or the fractional CMO or someone like that. And they can grow. They just have the power that they have the partner that can do the results, the reliable results of getting first page rankings, which attribute phone calls and web traffic. Now, I help an SEO company do the same because I have found that 90% of the SEO companies are just great at sales, and they can sell it, but they need a fulfillment partner.
Yeah.
And I can be behind the scenes to make them look good and grow and scale their business that way. The web designer, of course, they want a $5,000, $10,000 SEO web design package, but that might fall like a lead balloon if you're trying to sell a $10,000 product. And, there's a good relationship with the web designer and the owner of a website. And 2 months later, they're still talking about nothing. They're not getting any deals done. They need a web SEO partner to disrupt and try a new way, fix a problem first, build a relation, build trust. Then once you get website rankings, let's go back to the dentist. Dental implant gets the $20,000 customer, easily can afford the $10,000 new website. So there's a quick win, a lead magnet that SEO is that linchpin for any digital marketing agency. If you're a lead generation company, if you're a fractional CMO, you need to have a performance-based SEO white label partner who knows how to make results on certain websites to get that quick win.
This is interesting. Guys, I think you said something fantastic, and I think everybody's heard of this or personally experienced it. We know that we want the traffic, and SEO is part of a good storyline to creating it. But so many people don't get good results when they've hired SEO. And that could be because they have hired for price. They may have hired for haphazardness, convenience. And what you do is, and you've done it a long time, and I don't want to say that you're old, but you're a bit of a legend because you've been around this block a long time. I know how to create the results, and I can either create the results for you, I can create the results as a partner with you, and I can ensure I have confidence. You said swagger, but I'm going to use confidence that we can do it. Try me for 30 days and see what happens. And when business owners hear that, whether you're a marketing agency listening to this podcast or you're a single entrepreneur, you're like, that just takes all the risk off the table.
Totally does, doesn't it? And the swagger in the old sense and the old form of the old English word.
Yeah, I've done this before. I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing. I'm confident. If you have the chops to do what you're saying, you're not bragging. So digital marketers need a partner. They need quick wins. They need to close deals quicker. They need partners that can help them with their lead magnets. Quick wins with SEO can build any trust if it attributes something. So what I try to tell the digital marketer is, let's tell the owners of these websites that there's going to be 7 deliverables in this period to achieve #1 rankings. But we're doing it so month by month we can focus on phone calls and web traffic, because ultimately owners of websites really care. They don't care about the long list of geek speak that SEO people like to dump on people. They care about how they get phone calls, more leads, more traffic, and ultimately be able to increase visibility, because I've never met the business owner who ever says, please stop sending me more phone calls and web traffic. So I have geared those 7 deliverables to really focus to help the digital marketer with that message. They can then continue to focus on additional services that bring in more phone calls and web traffic, and help me to stay on active with that client as long as I'm on that monthly retainer, and they're making money to pay me. Once they get paid, I get paid. That's been my model for 30 years as an SEO company, as a white label SEO. So that's a little bit about answering that question. I don't know if I did a very good job.
You did. And I think it's interesting. This, when you're talking about white label services, like, you control the relationship to the client. I'm the digital marketing agency. I run a marketing agency. I do web. I do this. I do that. And I said, I know that SEO helps me win a better result. And so because I want a better result, I want a real expert on SEO. And truthfully, you can't be an expert in all things. And one of the things I admire about you as a business owner is you've got a very specific skill. You're very long tenured in it, and you're current on what's moving. And that's the piece of the retained model, because there is things that are changing. There is changes in the neighborhood. There is changes in the names of the roads that we're part of and how we get found. Marketing always fascinates me because for agencies specifically, you can win the client once if you're good. Even with you are shiny, you can sometimes win a client. But staying retained by the client is where it all starts to get a little shaky in the foundation, because you're being measured on, did the phone ring? Did I make the sale? And that wasn't what you committed to. You committed to delivering a product, but your buyer, your customer is expecting sales momentum. So an ace in the hole is sell the pretty package, have the warhorse, workhorse you in the background, getting that phone to ring, because then both of you win.
I love that. I love it. You nailed it. I should say amen. Get yourself a partner and don't overpromise. And so I heard a few things. That one thing about digital marketers in general, we kind of sometimes arm twist a lot. And there's no reason to arm twist something that totally makes sense, that they should be just begging us to get started. That is website owners who are just basically frustrated that they can't compete with another competitor of theirs in their space. And it might be just that, first page ranking, second page ranking. And it might be that they're not part of the 10% club. They're part of the 90% club, and they've never experienced it. And that's enough to drive a business owner to say to their marketing person, just give me a chance to get up on the plate and hit a home run. I know I have the services. I'm better than these guys. And that drives the marketing agency to want to succeed. And it drives them, the marketing owner, to want their vendors, like a white label SEO partner, to excel. And there's such synergy with that. And it's a desire that happens because the website owner desires. It's an opposite effect if the owner of these websites come to us and say, well, I'm hiring you to come up with the keywords that you should get me on the first page of Google. And they don't really even appreciate, even if you did the 30-day trial like I do, or anything that I do for them. They'll just like fall back and say, well, I tried it. It didn't work for me. I got number one rankings, and it just, I wasn't worth, continuing on. And that wasn't a story sold properly. Like, I could see you, Christine, you can nail that story down packed. So I just thought, amen.
Well, and thank you for that. And this is the piece of the puzzle, guys. I want you to create a repeating success story. That's the goal line. And great partners in your team make the difference, because while people say I can do SEO, the question you should be asking is, do you do it well? Do you guarantee it? And do you have longevity? And I know that, Mark, is where you have a great history behind it. So I love to ask all my guests this question, because you are a walking billboard for your business, and you've been in business 30 years, which is remarkable in an industry where I think people think they can learn it in YouTube and sell services on it. What's working for you right now to amplify your message, to find clients for your business so that you can serve more?
Well, I'm doing even my own, I build case studies. I find that fractional CMOs are great people to, find me on because usually I mentioned that dentist, and usually it's the wife of the dentist sometimes, or their fractional CMO, their marketing officer, is the one who will hire me, and they're typing in keywords like dentist keywords, and then they'll find my case study. But to really find me, I mean, besides the fractional CMOs that I'm looking to, just people are just finding me through networking, and SEO Game is my company name. And if you just Googled SEO Game, you'll find my name or LinkedIn, and we can connect.
Guys, go connect to Mark. If you are wanting to up your SEO game, go find SEO Game, go find Mark and say, hey, we need a partner in our back pocket that can really help us bring retained model, a lifetime customer, and truthfully, a huge amount of credibility in an industry that needs credibility, because trust is how you win your next client. It's that simple. Mark, thanks for being our guest. How do people find you one more time?
SEO game. And, if you're looking to network and you're a fractional, I have referrals for you. And if you're just a marketing person and you need to say, hey, I'm the marketing person that wants to go into med spas or physical therapists, or I have ways for you to just fill your pipeline and be, so then I can do the fulfillment of, and then you can get a lifetime client for those 160 categories. So networking is great too.
Guys, it's that simple. This is how business growth is elegantly simple. Mark, thanks for being our guest here. Always a pleasure. Love what you're doing. It's great to have you here.
Bye now.
So my friends, I will tell you that SEO isn't going anywhere. There's a lot of chatter going on in the marketplace about SEO and what's going on with the AI world. People still need to be found. Get yourself found. Be back here for our next episode. And while you're in between episodes, go connect to Mark, Herre. Great to see you. We'll see you next week. That's a wrap on another amazing episode of Amplify Your Marketing Message with me, your host, Christine Campbell Rapin. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you don't miss another great episode. And be sure to visit christinecampbellrapin.com/podcast to get a free resource on how to master your marketing message. We'll see you all on our next episode.